Good afternoon, dear teacher. My name is Nelson Jaramillo, and I am going to talk about Pasantias 2, lesson plan 3, comprehensible reading. This lesson plan was designed for a student of the first grades of baccalaureate with an elementary level of English. The time that I will show take is 45 minutes. Before I start explaining the objectives, I have to make clear that these goals were designed taking into account the four basic skills to develop in English. So, after studying this lesson plan, students will be able to first identify and follow instructions. Second, accurately answer questions. Third, recognize questions. And finally, construct sentence to add the history. The topic for this class is comprehensible reading, and the methodologies that I will apply for this class are communicative language teaching that's mainly focused on the learning the target language tones communication. Grammar translation methodology in which students translate activities from the target language into their native language. Also focus on vocabulary and grammatical structures. Direct methods which focus on full immersion in this classroom environment, where not one word of the student's native language is spoken. TVL, task-based learning, in which the realization of tasks is central to this type of instruction. PPP, or method of presentation, practicing production that help the students learn, understand and practice new vocabulary. In the other hand, the strategies that I will be applied are whole class work, individual work, pair work, group work. To get the students' attention and create an idea to the topic that they are going to treat, I will tell the little of the comic and students should propose ideas in order to make a brainstorm, understandable brainstorm strategies. Help to promote thinking skills when students are asked to think of the thing relates for a concept. In this case, become your dream. They will create a previous imaging of that the topic is about, and also they really brings asked to stitch the thinking skills. I have to add the whole ideas will be writing on the board. Um, um, to start with the class, as a run-up, I will play the game called Pairs the Right. I will draw a table on the board. Student participates in turn of two or would say a word. I have to write it in the table, and the other students would say another word that was the same, right? For example, dark park. Uh, After that, uh, in order to introduce the topic, I will still use the activity for the run-up. I will student a piece of reading. Students have to read the coming uh, saline and, in, and individually, I have to remove students to seats comfortable. Students have to look at the picture careful so that they can understand better. Um, I will encourage students to read the complete history without stopping to look up the new words. Then um, I will ask them highlight words they don't understand and also tell them that I will discuss them the second time they relate the history. Comics use images and text represents ideas and that's the reason why they are considered as the effective teaching tools because they require readers not only to uh, perceptibly um, receive information, but no interact with both text and images to construct meaning, and that is the key for learning. Uh, for the marling parts, I should write some colloquial expressions on the board and teach students how the expression work. It's important for students to become familiar um, with English slang. Uh, Teaching these common everyday words and phrases used in informal spoken English can help students to speak, improve their fluency, and improve their conventional skills. I will explain it in this way. For one thing, the first of many possibilities. Um, Go for it. You can do it. To be live right. To be energetic and enthusiastic person. To do it for hate. To do something for excitement or fun. To Facebook. To post something on Facebook. To have the knack. To have the talents to do things easily. Uh, To put in practice the knowledge acquired, I will invite students to tell the history without a piece of reading. Students have to role-play the history and add more information to make it into a play. Students have to create a completely script by doing the following dynamics. Draw this diagram on the board and select a couple of stronger students to be the narrative of the history. Debate the class into groups and assign each group WH questions. Um, Groups will in charge of um, creating questions that helps clarify the ideas they narrows have as narrows. To add more ideas to the history, one idea is given. Challenge groups to explore those ideas by asking logical. Um, for example, the chips rocker went uh, on really shows and she becomes famous. Let's move to independence practice in which students have the opportunity to practice concept presented during the class. So, as a homework, I will give the students a chart where they have to complete some questions that relate to the previous reading of the comic. In order to greater relate information about students' performance or progress, I will assist students in a oral way. I will make answer questions to know how they have been reading. Questions is crucial to the way teachers manage the class. Encourage participation and helps to verify and know the level of understanding. For closing review and following up, the students and me will talk about the colloquial expressions and there are more ways to talk in a real context. I will show a big poster with some common words in English with their translations. It was a pleasure for me to explain each step of this lesson plan. I hope that you like it. Thank you a lot.